It's Ballistic Ball here. It's day 2 of Warships, and today I've accumulated enough keys to unlock the 4th ER. So now let's do just that. So that's the 4th ER open. As you can see now, the deck has slightly expanded. Now, before we go and set a new layout for 4ER, I just want to take you quickly through the tech tree. This is my tech tree at the moment, sort of fairly similar to how we had it the other day. You can see that I've taken the path here, shock mines, boom cannon, GBE node, heavies up to the 4th ER. I also went back and got the mortars, which I've since maxed out. Then everything that I've got now has been maxed, so I've maxed my landing craft. All my defences, with the exception of the boom cannon, are maxed. The Gramps they're maxed. My 2 statues, the troop health and the building health, they're both maxed. I haven't maxed brick yet. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to do that yet or not. The tokens are going to be a little bit hard to come by this season, so I don't want to frivolously waste tokens, and that's why the boom cannon is currently only tick 4. The GBE I haven't upped yet because I don't need it right now. Heavies I've opened. Will I come back for the Melaniers? I'm not entirely certain. Probably a little bit later on in the tree, once the bases start getting really dirty, cluster bases with more ERs, then that splash damage will really pay off. But I don't want to be using keys to halt my progress, because at the moment my progress is aimed at this. The barrage, that's what I'm sort of trying to head towards, get that open as soon as possible, which hopefully will give me a slight advantage when it comes to taking out some ERs. Now, rocket choppers are starting to emerge as a potential meta at 4ER, depending on the base layouts. So that's something that I will have to have a look at. Potentially in the next video you'll see the rocket choppers being used. But moving on, my intention is to go smoke, flamethrowers, critters, medics, and then on to the 5th ER. That will depend quite a lot though on whether and how many people pick up the rocket launcher back here. I may end up having to go from medics down to this choice node and across to the troop health, but really that's something that I'm going to have to kind of see as the days and the metas develop. So on the subject of metas, there are kind of 3 metas that are emerging at the moment. There is the heavy rush, the all heavy rush with brick battle orders. There's the heavy and bombardier rush, which seems to be 6 heavies, 2 bombardiers, 5 heavies, 3 bombardiers with brick rush, rushing all 3 ERs, or the heavy Melanier, which is the same again, 6, 2, 5, 3, clearing 3 ER bases now doesn't really seem to work unless you manage to find a really light one, but they're few and far between now. They're starting to sort of get a little bit dirtier. Okay, so onto my layout, or back to my layout should we say. Here is my, or there was my layout. I haven't adjusted that in any way. That is was my layout from 3ER. This portion of deck over here, this has been added, but this was the layout that I was using. Now what I'm going to do is to remove all my defences but leave my mines in place so you can see the mine positions, but I'm going to remove the defences so you can clearly see where the mines are hidden if you decide you want to use this. So with a click of a finger, where my mines were laid out, where they have been laid out. Now that's some of those were hidden, or a lot of those shock mines were hidden by defences. The ones along the back there in front of that middle ER are to try and slow down the rushes. Some people coming in from the right ramp and rushing across the back, some people coming up the left side and rushing across the back, but those shock mines were all to try and slow down the rushes. And then the two little clusters of mines, or the little cluster of mines on the right and the larger cluster of mines on the left, were just to try and slow down the the split drops and the split delay drops. Now what we're going to do is go back and have a look at a few of my replays, just so I can kind of explain some of the hits. So this first one here was a split drop. This was 2 heavies, 2 gramps that side, and then 2 heavies, 2 gramps on the other end of that front ramp, flaring to each ER. So you can see they're kind of rushing the ERs with 2 heavies, 2 gramps. A split drop with 2 heavies, 3 gramps on the left ramp and 1 heavy, 2 gramps on the right ramp. Let's just watch how this one unfolds. So as soon as that right ER there is taken down, I flare to that middle ER and then flare to that left ER with a shock on the machine guns. The next one was large load. Let's have a look at that. A large load was exactly the same as the previous hit. 1 heavy, 2 gramps that side, 2 heavies, 3 grams on the left side, and again as soon as that right ER has dropped, flare to the middle one, a little bit slow on that flare, and then flare to the left hand one, and then that's that one down. Next one was against Donald Trump. I beat Donald Trump. I'm not quite sure how you'll feel about that, but we're not going into politics. So yeah, so this one I did 1 gramp, 1 heavy on this right hand ramp. Reason being was the defences on this right side were a little bit lighter, which gave me 4 bombardiers and 2 heavies to land on the left ramp. So again, just clearing up through the middle there using battle orders to sort of speed the process up. And as soon as that's dropped, flare to the middle one and then flare to the left hand one. This was my boss fight against B-34 Razor. Now this was the delayed split drop. Now this is 2 heavies, 2 gramps on the left hand end of this left ramp. Now you split the heavies up and then land the gramps in the middle, so 2 heavies, 3 gramps and brick, and then flare to that left hand ER. As they get to that left hand ER, you land 1 heavy and 2 gramps on the right ramp, flare to the middle ER, and then as soon as they've dropped that, you flare to that right hand ER and get that down. That is pretty much the quickest attack that there is, or that I've seen. Now obviously I got that one in, I think that was 218, yeah, sorry, 318. So what was that, 42 seconds. I've seen them done slightly quicker than that, but that's just down to the flare timing and the timing dropped on that right ramp. So guys, what I'm going to do now is to lay out a 4ER, lay out my 4ER base, and I will come back to you with some 4ER hits. See, 3 ERs across the back there, 1 right down the front, and an arc of defences through the middle. The idea is that the troops are drawn across through these defences with not many breaking off to try and take down the ERs. I will show you in a sec how I've been tackling this base. This is pretty much the variation of this base is pretty much the standard base layout that you're going to face. The only thing that I've seen that really kind of wipes the floor with this is rocket choppers. Now, 6 boats of rocket choppers landed up to here, take out this boom cannon, rocket choppers across the back, 1, 2, 3, with that one flared, and then 1 boat heavies and 1 boat of bombardiers landed in this bottom right corner to take out the ER there, rush that ER. That really wipes the floor with anything, but at the moment The metas that I'm seeing are all heavy bombardier rushes. So let's take a look at some of those hits. First one up is against Bad Destiny. I did that in 3:45 seconds, left 3:15 on the clock, which was 2 heavies, 6 boats of bombardiers, and then just let them do their thing. There's not really any need to shock anything except those 3 there. As you'll see a little bit later on, when boom cannons feature on these bases, you kind of have to keep the boom cannons subdued. The next one was this guy here, the 2 Chinese symbols that look like a couple of open toilets. So this one was fairly similar. Again, 2 and 6, and then just cleared through, just keeping a little eye on the boom cannons so they don't wipe out the meat shield too quickly. Coming around, once those 2 are out, flare to this ER, flare to the back ER, shock to stop anything taking out the bombardiers from the back. The next one was Orion, 3 minutes 3 seconds, slightly heavier equipped, so 2-6 again with this one. Now I'll just pause it very quickly there. The problem with this one is these mines, and then you've got the boom cannons guarding that, so the boom cannons need to be shocked. Now these mines down there by the Warships trophy, depending on how many there are, will depend on whether you need a 3rd boat of heavies delayed drop to kind of come around the corner and take those out, or whether you can get away with it. Now there's only 6 there, and I've got 6 boats of Gramps down, so as you'll see, 1 or 2 Gramps touch the mines, clear them out, which leaves enough Gramps to come on and take that ER out. I can then flare onto that ER and then flare onto that ER at the end there. The next one I got, again, I think was the same. Yeah, this one was two arcs. This one was even easier. So the inside arc here kind of leads you down to that front ER, and then the outside arc takes you round to the back 3. So as the bombardiers follow the arcs round, they kind of peel off to the ERs. Those 2 are down, flare to that one, flare to this one, that's that over, pretty sharpish. And then now this final hit against this Chinese character, this is a slightly different one. So what I'm going to do is 1 heavy, 2 bombardiers and brick that side, 1 heavy, 2 bombardiers that side, just let them clear in. Once I've got the left hand end cleared down a little bit, I'm going to delay drop 1 heavies and 1 bombardiers at the end of that left ramp. So we're going to keep the shock on the far right boom cannon, keep that shocked so that that can come down, and then it's just let the bombardiers run around the map and clear the ERs as soon as possible. They're just engaging battle orders there when I had enough GBE at the end. That pretty much is that. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you found it helpful and informative, please don't forget to give it a like. While you're there, why not hit the subscribe button and set that bell so you don't miss out on any of our awesome future content. I'm Ballistic Bull, this is BBTFRG, and you can also find us on Facebook. And now it's time to haul anchor.